Today's lesson is on factoring quadratics. I know you did this a lot in Algebra 1, so it's kind of a overview of all different kinds of factoring. Before we go over factoring, though, we're going to remind ourselves on FOIL. FOIL is when we are multiplying two binomials. So 2x minus 3 times x plus 4. FOIL is just a system we use. First, outside, inside, last. So first, 2x times x is 2x squared. Outside, 2x times 4 is 8x. Inside, negative 3 times x is minus 3x. And last, negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. And then you look to combine like terms. So 2x squared, 8x take away 3x is 5x minus 12. So that middle term comes from combining the outside and the inside. So factoring is basically just going backwards. You start with a quadratic and your answer are two binomials. So we are going to start when a is equal to 1. So in a standard quadratic, this ax squared, a is going to be equal to 1, which basically means we wouldn't have a coefficient, or the coefficient is 1. We just don't usually write it. So x squared plus bx plus c. So first example, x squared plus 9x plus 18. And the way that I teach factoring, I think about undoing FOIL. Okay, so let's think about this. When I did my first terms, I got my first term in the answer. So what are factors of x squared? The only thing you can do is x times x. And then these two numbers gave me the 18, the last. So I need factors of 18. So what are factors of 18? 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. So I need one of these sets to go here and here. And the key is that my outside plus my inside have to give me the middle term. So which one of these adds up to 9? 3 and 6. So plus 3 plus 6. So it's a little messy. So I'm just going to write x plus 3 times x plus 6. Factors of 18 that add up to 9. Okay, let's do another one. X squared minus 9x plus 20. So factors of the first term, my only options are just the x times the x. Factors of the last term, 1 times 20, 2 times 10, and 4 times 5. Okay, so let's get my answer here. All right, so I know I have to be x and x. And then which set, when I put here, here, and here, would give me the outside plus the inside to add up to the negative 9. Ooh, so negative, but this is positive, so that means that these would have to both be negative because a negative times a negative gives me the positive. So you probably noticed negative 4 and negative 5 add up to negative 9. Negative 5x is the outside, negative 4x is the inside, gives me the negative 9. Okay, one more example of this type. X squared minus 5x minus 14. Factors of the first term, my only options are x and x. Now, factors of negative 14. So I could do negative 1 times 14, or 1 times negative 14, negative 2 times 7, or 2 times negative 7. Which combination gets me that middle term, the outside plus the inside, to get negative 5? It would be this one, plus 2 minus 7, because negative 7x plus 2x is negative 5x. All right, the next two examples is when a is greater than 1. So we have a coefficient that is not 1. So first example, I've got 2x squared minus 7x minus 4. Same idea though. My goal is to go back to FOIL. So how do I go back to that FOIL? What are factors of this? 2x and x. 1x. 2 does not have any other factors, so that's my only choice here and here. Okay, so now factors of negative 4. Negative 1 times 4, or 1 times negative 4. Negative 2 times 2. So I need one of those sets to go here and here. And then it's the outside plus the inside gives me the middle term. So 2 times what? 1 times what? 2 times negative 4 gives me negative 8x. And then if this is plus 1, that'd give me 1x, and these add up to negative 7x. So it's just kind of a guess and check until you get one that works. So 2x plus 1 times x minus 4. All right, let's do another one of this type. 3x squared plus 2x minus 8. What are factors of the first term? 3x times 1x. And what are factors of the last term? Negative 1 times 8, 1 times negative 8. Negative 2 times 4, or 2 times negative 4. All right, let's get some of this in here. So these are my only choices. So I know I've got a 3x and an x. All right, now I have to look here. Kind of just a guess and check, but I know that 3 times one of those numbers and 1 times one of those numbers has to add up to 2. So sometimes you end up just putting in some numbers. So let's say minus 1 plus 8. 24 minus 1, nope, that's not going to work. So let's try the 2 and the 4. Okay, so let's try 4 and 2. Let's see, I've got 6. This would be 6x if I make that positive. And then minus 4, negative 4x. That works. So it's just kind of playing around until you get a combination that gives you that middle term. So there is your factored form. Okay, here are special cases. They're really easy. It's just a matter of recognizing when you have them. So the general form, if you have the difference of two perfect squares, you factor them, you square root each term, and you have just a plus b times a minus b. So what this looks like is 4x squared minus 25. It's a quadratic. It's two perfect squares, and it's the difference. It only works with subtraction. So if you square root the first term, that's 2x. If you square root the last term, that's 5. So it's 2x plus 5 and 2x minus 5. Because when you FOIL, the outside and the inside terms will cancel out. So let's do one more. 9x squared minus 49. Square root the first term. Square root the last term. 3x plus 7 times 3x minus 7. All right, and the last example is, sometimes it's harder to recognize when you have this one, but a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Another example is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So they both are plus at the end. One here is plus, one is minus. So when you have this combination, this one is a plus b squared, and this is a minus b squared. All right, so here's an example. X squared plus 6x plus 9. First term, that's a perfect square. Last term, that's a perfect square. 6 is not a perfect square, but it doesn't have to be. Square root the first term, x, and square root the last term, 3. Now, put them together and then double it. 3 times x times 2 is that middle term. So this factors to x plus 3 squared, which you could write it as x plus 3 times x plus 3. Same thing. Okay, let's do one more. 4x squared minus 20x plus 25. Square root the first term, 2x. Square root the last term, 5. Do a check. 2 times 5 is 10. Double it, you get your 20. Notice we have subtraction here, so it's going to be 2x minus 5 squared, which is the same thing as 2x minus 5 times 2x minus 5. Okay, there is your full video on factoring all the different forms of quadratics. Good luck with your lesson.